Who do we have here? Trent Brown before me?
That's it.
We have Trent Brown in here before me. All right, just grinding through training camp here. Good day off yesterday. Gave players a chance to get a little bit of rest, and gave the staff a chance to kind of get reorganized here for the week coming up. So, big week for us. We've got a lot to do, and looking forward to getting it kicked off today and rolling through the week. Finish up with a stadium situation thing on Friday night.
More red zone today?
A little bit, yep.
Set up full pads for tomorrow?
Probably.
Bill, there was a report that you had Zeke Elliott in for a visit yesterday. I know you've been very complimentary of him in the past. Can you shed any light on that report?
Yeah. Again, I'll pass on the guys that aren't on our team.
How important is it in today's game, I guess, Bill, for running backs to be able to do a little bit of everything? Pass protection, run between the tackles, all that.
Yeah, I don't know. Some guy, yeah. I mean, we run the ball, we throw the ball. Some guys, James White didn't run the ball between the tackles very much. He's a pretty good player for us. So, LeGarrette Blount did. He was a good player for us too. So, yeah, I don't know.
Coach, you talked a little bit about Christian Gonzalez through 3 practices. Just some thoughts on that.
Yeah, like all the rookies, long way to go, making progress, learning every day. New calls, new situations. As our offense evolves and does more things, it presents more problems for the defense. As the defense expands their scheme, it creates more problems for the offense. So there's a lot of new learning and teaching, new situations that come up every day. And but yeah, Christian's a smart kid, working hard. Getting a lot of reps out here. He's getting better.
Coach, have you noticed for Douglas and Mafi, working with them at the Shrine Bowl, have they started from maybe a little bit of a higher point at all, or has that benefited them?
It's a pretty minimal scheme what we put in down there. We did more than that the first day of rookie minicamp. But yeah, they're doing fine though. I don't think it didn't hurt them any, but gave us a good chance to work with them. But yeah, no, they're doing good. I think it's all about the same. I don't think that game gives you a big jump on anything now.
The depth in your running back room right now, where it stands?
Yeah, we're everybody's out here. We're working with, just trying to get better here. We have who we have on our team now. See what happens going forward.
Well, what makes an off-season award winner for you guys?
We take input from all the coaching staff members. So strength staff, conditioning, on the field, meeting rooms, classroom, leadership. So a little bit of everything.
And is it attendance based, or is it?
That's a factor, yeah. Participation is a factor, sure. Yeah, all those things are all kind of taken into consideration. Kind of nominate the guys and pick the ones that we think are the most deserving. There's a lot of guys that had great off seasons. I mean, I wouldn't limit it to our off-season award winners, but they stood out. So.
How much do they set the tone with leadership too, Bill? It seems like
That's part of it. Yeah, part of it's again leadership, participation, improvement. It's not any one thing. We just kind of put it all together and take guys from various positions. It's hard to compare offensive lineman to a defensive back. Weight room numbers, speed, things like that. It's just but within the groups, those guys were the ones that stood out the most.
I think that Kendrick first impression's been of Demario Douglas, and just, how have you seen him progress here at the start of camp?
Yeah, Douglas had a good spring. He's followed it up with a couple good practices here. Again, training camp's it's a marathon, so it's not a 100-yard dash. So just keep grinding them together day after day. We've been in the right area. We'll move out in the field, then we'll get into third down, start putting it all together. Pads haven't been on yet, so that's part of the evaluation for everybody. So, yeah, we'll see. Everybody's got a long way to go, but we're making progress. Guys are working hard. We're getting better. So. see where it goes.
When we spoke with Kendrick back in the spring, he said he was pretty disappointed in his performance last season and made some changes to his kind of off-season regimen. Have you seen the kind of improvement you want to see from him?
Yeah, he's had a good off-season. Yeah, KB has had a really good off-season. Yep, really good. Every way. It's physically, it's good. Mentally, it's good. Participation was good. It's good on the field, good off the field. It really had a good off-season. One of our best.
You guys have 90 players right now.
We are.
Any new ones that we might see to any changes any new ones we might see today?
Like what?
I was thinking running back.
We have 90 players on the roster right now.
Anyone go? Anyone
We'll announce the roster changes if we have any, Mike. Yeah. So we couldn't put everybody on without taking somebody off. That's where we're at. Maxed out.
Well, obviously you value the ability or versatility of Jalen Mills and his ability to adapt to what you want him to do and what he needs to do to help the team.
Yeah, no, that's great. We have a lot of guys like that in the secondary. Mills, Miles, obviously John Jones, and then other guys like, Marcus Jones, that, working at corner and some safety, inside and outside. So it's, different matchups, different coverages. It helps those guys to have experienced different positions and have those skills. So it's been, he's a smart guy, can do a lot of different things. We have several guys like that in our secondary, and that gives us a little more flexibility. And so, we're shuffling some guys around now so they get an opportunity to work at different spots. We'll nail down, where they are either based on game plan or, as the team evolves. But right now it's kind of good to get everybody, a few snaps if that's what they do in different spots. Yep.
Can you replace a player like Devin McCourty with just one player? Or might it take extra bodies?
No, I don't know. Let's see.
Kind of a unique body type, I guess, for the defensive line. See someone who can play inside and outside?
Yeah, we'll see. Sam Roberts a little bit in that category too. Played him some inside, some outside. We'll see how it goes. Wise does that. Again, we have 3 or 4 guys that obviously, guys like DG and Lawrence and Carl Davis are really inside guys, and Uche, Judon, Anthony for the most, outside guys, and then you have a few other guys that are, can play in different spots, whether inside 3 technique or move outside, play 5 technique, defensive end. So that gives our front some versatility between the odd spacing, even spacing, playing inside versus playing outside. Some of our inside linebackers can play both too. If inside, our linebackers can play inside and outside. So obviously, we've had that with going back to Hightower, Collins, Vrabel, guys like that, and then more recently with Bentley and Mac Wilson. Those guys can flip from inside to outside. So yeah, but Keon's doing well. Yeah, he's done well.
How do you feel about the talent and depth level at your tackle positions?
Yeah, well, we have who we have on the team right now at every position. So everybody's out there working. We're getting better, putting the team together, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, we haven't had pads on. It's hard to evaluate the big positions until there's any kind of contact. So we'll see.
Well, I know Brian hasn't been able to be on the field with you guys. What kind of challenges does it present when you're down a man on the coaching staff?
All right. Well, Steve's coached the safeties for a number of years. So, Viangelo, Mike, Thickler, all right. He's in the meetings. He's not on the field.
So just going back to Keon just for a second, do you have to kind of start slow with the guy, even if he projects as a versatile guy? First training camp, first week of training camp, do you have to ease him in?
Well, I mean, you got to see what they can do. If you don't put them in those spots, it's hard to see what they can do. So if you go too slow, then you get, you're down the road a ways, and then you're like, oh, well, let's try them somewhere else. But then you got to go back and start from scratch. So I don't think that's necessarily a great progression. If you want to see, might as well try not to overload them, but try them at a couple spots, see how it goes, and then so whichever way you go, at least you have a foundation. But it's hard to take a guy in the middle of training camp, in the middle of August, and say, okay, you've been playing outside all the time, now we're going to play inside, vice versa. I mean, you're going back to, there's just so much of a base that you'd have to rebuild. So sometimes it happens. I would say I'm not a big fan of that.
Two final questions.
It's the second season that Bill Murray has been converted from.
It's what now? Sorry, I can't hear you.
It's the second season Bill Murray has been converted from defensive to the offensive guard. How do you see his progress?
Good. Yeah, Bill's way, obviously way ahead of where it was last year. We ended up making that move last year right before the start of training camp. It was, I talked to him in late June, early July, whatever it was, and he got off to a really good start in training camp, and then hurt his ankle against the Giants and kind of had a hard time, kind of catching up after that. Or he missed like 3 weeks in August or whatever it was. So had a full spring this year, not in training camp, so he's way ahead of where he was, technique-wise, understanding terminology. I mean, Bill's a smart kid. Nobody works harder than Bill Murray. I mean, he's all day, every day worker. So, yeah, he's doing well. And, excited to see how he does when we get the pads on and start being able to put the techniques that he's worked on and, his strength and explosion, and see what that looks like in padded practices.
Bill, he's not the first guy that you've done that with. What are some of the things that you look at and say, like, we think that we can translate this to the other side of the ball, whatever it is, offense to defense, defense to offense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just the skills that he has. Bill's, he's got good size. He's a very strong kid. He's smart. Understands football. Speed's always an issue on defense, and I just think he has a good, good playing style, good personality, and good physical skills for offense. Not saying we couldn't move him back to defense, because I think we could, but where we were last year when we made the move, and then this year we're still relatively inexperienced at guard. I thought it'd be a good competitive situation for him, and give him a chance. I mean, he just wants to play, and so we'll see if he can. All right, great. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Coach.